Hey everyone, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in today, and I'm so excited to do my first listen / full-on album review to NMIXX's third EP, Fe304. Stick out, of course. Last era, we had Fe304 Break. This series has been so insane already. I mean, going back to Fe304 Break, we had the likes of Passion Fruit, XOXO, Break the Wall, you feel me? Absolutely loved that EP, but now we're moving on to Fe304 Stick Out, and what I really noticed already about the credits for this particular album is a lot of hip-hop artists took part on these tracks. Majority of these tracks, as a matter of fact, like the title track, See That, Bill Bill Bill. After I checked out seeing the credits, oh my goodness, I'm seeing Omega Sapien, right? An experimental solo artist out there, the likes of Mud the Student, who made a huge appearance on Show Me the Money at some point. And then you got familiar names like Sisa, Strong Dragon, the likes of New Type, huge names out there in the K-pop scene who has worked with many of our favorites. But of course, we got to start this album review. I thought, let's backtrack on Sickuhh featuring Kid Millie. Believe it or not, from the visualizer, they cut us short. The actual full studio track is like about 25-ish seconds long more, right? So I'm curious, what are those extra seconds gonna entail, right? So enough talk, let me bring up Sickuhh yet again to really understand where this full-length track is gonna go. Let's go. Oh, every time. The way that Seohyun starts this track, very addictive. Sickuhh. Woo. Goes. Oh, gotta love Kujin's lines. But not gonna lie, I thought it was Reds. At some point I thought it was Riz, so I think it's safe to say pull up with the Riz is the actual line here, right? I think we're all in agreement. I really love Jiwoo's aggressive approach. Black Sheep, Mad Max. Ooh, Bay on the hook is so satisfying. This that heat though. Yo, Kid Millie. Big ego. This is what I was saying about the visualizer when we first checked out this song before the comeback, of course. I love this trendy approach that Kid Millie is so known for, but to hear this trendy approach, like rap approach by not only Kid Millie, but that trendy rap approach and flow by NMIXX as well, is so dope, you know? Just the best of my both worlds colliding, right? With the K-pop scene and the K-hip-hop scene all at once on one track. Oh my goodness. It's the heat though. I'm still waiting for the new sections, assumingly with the extra seconds in the song. Sickuhh. Sickuhh. Lily. Love her vocal color on this track. Boom, boom, boom. Temperature has reached critical level. Okay, we got a bit of an interlude going on here. Some sirens going off. Whoa! Ooh, the Soyun? Whoa, Jiwoo. Scene Stealer. The fact that they decided like, hey, this song is so good, but let's give them even more heat with an interlude into a bridge, into a fun outro in this like very galvanizing, you know, come together feel is so cool. You feel me? With the extra seconds in the song. I think it is a great addition, whether they decided to cut it off, tease us for a certain point, then release a full studio. I think either way they should have released the full-length track or the visualizer, you feel me? But I gotta bring this up and break it down yet again because those extra seconds matter a lot. We're talking about more than 10 seconds, right? Like 24 seconds, like I said earlier. This is definitely them joints influence right here with this interlude. I like how it goes here. So this is the bridge that I love. Oh, well, well. 100. And just the way that we wrap it up with Lily is so cool. Oh my goodness. The amount of presence and swagger and attitude is just right in this song. It really packs a punch. Like, sure, as I always say, I don't really mess with tracks that usually Ryan Esjun takes part of, but usually a good amount of those tracks have other incredible individuals that we gotta credit towards, right? So shout out to everyone behind the scenes who took part as well, the likes of Choi Won-jae on the lyrics, but especially them joints as well and other individuals. But we're gonna have to move on to the next track now, so let's just do that now. So moving on to the next track here, we have Red Light Sign, But We Go. Aside from Love Is Lonely being my most anticipated B-side based on the acapella highlight medley, this was the other track that really stood out to me, you feel me? But I'm really interested in how the instrumentation's gonna go, because the acapella highlight medley doesn't spoil any of that, which is great. So, yeah, aside from that, I'm seeing familiar names. Okay, we got Green Lee Hun-hwa from 153 Jumbas. We got Jang Dae-in from Artifact. Really familiar collectives, has worked with many of our favorites out there. Ryan Esjun, Tim Randolph, some new names that I'm seeing in the mix here, which is cool too, that I'll have to get familiar. But one name that really stands out to me on the lyrics is Since, right? Since is a K-hip-hop artist, right? A female K-hip-hop artist who made a huge statement on Show Me the Money. So, yeah, I am really interested in the rap section that we're probably gonna get in Red Light Sign But We Go, most likely in verse 2, right? Assumingly, I think that's safe to say, but hey, let's go. Ooh, this brass work. Starting off with Jiwoo. For the distortion of the bass. Steer my wheel. Ooh, I love the stomping manner here with Haewon during the pre-chorus setup. Whoa, what year are we living in? What year are we in right now? Love the synthesizers here. Hey. Ooh. Love the attitude. Verse 2. Oh, Soyun. Suyun with the rap too, you feel me? I love her flow and approach and how she carries it on from Kyujin's approach in verse 2. But also what I love about this song already is it's being so meaningful already right from the jump. I said about this during the acapella highlight medley. I have a feeling that this album might be cohesive, and especially Red Light Sign But We Go can be meaningful, because I could tell already by the titling of the track, Red Light Sign But We Go, okay? Even though there's these restrictions, we're not gonna let those restrictions hold us. We're gonna go. We're just gonna go for it, you know what I'm saying? So I really like what I'm seeing here, especially moving on the bay now, walk along the canvas-like road, right? Just paving your own way, it seems like. Ooh, that vocal delivery. I love it. And this pre-chorus setup that builds it up into the drop with the hurdle. I love it. It sets it up. It's very anthemic. This trap percussion. Ooh. A little bit of a switch up to wrap up the song there. Really wish it really worked off of that and then went longer, you know what I'm saying? But either way, at least we still got a bridge for Red Light Sign But We Go. But the lyricism really speaks out to me. I think that has a lot to do thanks to likes of Green Lee, Eunhwa, and of course Zhang Dayan from Artifact. Because from what I noticed, 153 Jumbas and the collective of Artifact has contributed to meaningful music in the K-pop scene in the past before. Really good track record. You guys would understand if you guys like search up the collectives and what they have worked on, you know what I'm saying? But also Synth's influence, right? The K-hip-hop artist, the female solo K-hip-hop artist that I was talking about earlier, I could really sense her influence, especially on the hook in this song and verse 2. So not just verse 2, the hook as well, right? This has that hip-hop influence. It's definitely not old school hip-hop like See That, but just hearing how it especially plays out in verse 2, wow, it goes quite hard in the paint in a meaningful manner, right? Just the change up that plays out in Red Light Sign But We Go. I'm gonna have to break this down more bit by bit, because like even though it's so quick, it makes it so easy to accidentally like glance over and overlook the meaningfulness and the purposeful lyrics that we get in this song. So let me bring it back up here. We're gonna go through it again. I love it. I love it with that rudimental drum kit and like the brass work that kickstarts. Like it's so unexpected, but it works, right? It meshes all well together with the distortion of the bass with Jiwoo, right? They're talking about like, you know, on this road, right? Driving on my car, right? And paving my own way, right? Grabbing that steering wheel without fear, right? Notice these lyrics here. Ooh, just how Lily emphasizes, right? These lines here. I'm gonna point it out right here. Take a seat, right? Steering wheel. I love that emphasis there. It may seem so minimal, but it adds to that satisfying feel that sticks in your mind when it comes to these lyrics. A little bit more. Let's go. And just like the stomping motion and direction with Haewon, I love it so much here, right? Run away. Oh my goodness, yo, that delivery, that vocal direction that is being played out for this song, it works. It sticks in your mind so much. So this focus of like, oh, it's crooked, it's cursing, okay, I love it. There could be loss in translation here, but it's saying, hey, do what I want. All the hurdles that stop me back, okay? That might be that red light sign. It might be anything that I may be going through throughout this journey, throughout this drive in life and all. But hey, I'm gonna keep going, even though these hurdles, you know, may appear in front of me. I'm gonna back it up and go for it again. I'm just gonna keep on going. And then I'm like, what year are we in, right? With this electronic synthesizer work, very club-esque with it. And then this is Synth's influence, right? Red light sign, but we go. Red light, but we go. Oh my goodness, this hook here, very catchy, very earwormy, right? It really sticks in your mind, and it gives you a moment to really chant along with NMIXX in this song. Really good. Okay, get ready for verse 2. What's really cool about Kyujin every time is like you cannot anticipate her approach, her cadence, and her flow, right? When people talk about rap, oh, they talk about, oh, flow and like how fast people can spit, you know? And I feel like that's not the matter of importance, right? It's rhyme scheme, it's cadence, it's so many different things. The way you express yourself, the gesticulation factor and all. But Kyujin, right, how she works around the beat, and then, but the same sort of like tempo and flow is carried on to Seohyun, and you gotta commend Seohyun to carry it on, to carry on that torch, right, per se. But right here, love the ticking of the hi-hats here. Oh my goodness, how she drags that away. Oh my goodness, that is so good by Bae. Oh my goodness. At this point, I'm just enjoying this song. Like, it's a party up in here for all of us, right? This is a song for all of us. Go. Just those like synth strings in the back, it seems like. I love it in the back there. It's just very sharp. Not too sharp, but in the back there. Our vibe is a bit weird. So, like, the matter of fact is, right, even though our vibe is weird, right, there's this line here. Welcome to the arrows of criticism, right? Welcome to the arrows of criticism. I feel like this is more so pointed towards, like, hey, we welcome all the criticism, right? Sure, I know people get it twisted a lot in the K-pop scene, the fans specifically speaking, oh, we're just criticizing. No, it's just pure hate. Right, this day and age, because they don't know the definition of criticism at the end of the day, and they don't know what true criticism is. But regardless of hate or criticism, we welcome all those arrows pointed towards us. Because we're gonna keep going on our way, nothing's gonna stop us. Touchdown. But we go. I like that. Just how Seohyun wraps it up, but that switch up at the end there with the beat and how the members work around the beat. and then how like certain members come in simultaneously, like with the likes of Kejin and the likes of Jiwoo with different lines there that are so meaningful. I like how those things like intertwine, right? But we did get a bridge. It was more so utilized as an outro, you feel me? All right, we brought it back, like, because when we get the red light sign but we go, that ad-lib work, that playful ad-lib work with the teeter-totter effect with the likes of Kejin and Bae and like Jiwoo in the mix, that is a bridge, believe it or not. And then we pretty much wrap it up with Sulyun as an outro, you know what I'm saying? But if I'd have to point out two members that really stuck out to me, definitely Sulyun and Kejin on this one, right? Really didn't expect this to go like full, quite hip-hop heavy. I mean, then again, right, I anticipated Synth's influence. Definitely not on the hook, on verse 2 at least, but the hook, I could really tell, right? For those who are familiar with Synth's music. But hey, let's move on to the next B-side now. So this next track is titled Beat Beat. Good amount of y'all have been anticipating this B-side solely based on the highlight medley. I don't blame y'all because it sounded really good on the acapella highlight medley, of course. Yet again, we have DongDeng, okay, from Artifact, and even Lee Suran on this as well. One of my favorite lyricists out there who's worked with many of our favorites out there, whether it be NMIXX, whether it be artists from the top labels, Weekly, many of my favorites, right? We got Kim Hae-yeon from Jam Factory as well, so Bobae from La 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 Studio. Huge collectives in the mix here. Really surprised that we got that many collective individuals in here. But we also have Garden, Hot Sauce. Hot Sauce has worked with other JYP artists and groups, whether it be Stray Kids, 2PM, you name it. Even the likes of GOT7, if I recall correctly. Other familiar name that I see here is Louise Frixvin. Oh my goodness. She has worked with many of my favorites, whether it be Twice and their song Love Foolish, and other Twice songs, if I recall correctly. DM by Fromis9, Generation by Triple S. I mean, the list truly goes on. So this is probably going to be guaranteed to be good, and maybe up there in terms of my alley of taste. Let's go. Ooh, I like how subtle and like muted the beat is here. Brought it in. And NMIXX. Oh, these lyrics. The ticking here is so satisfying with their vocals. Ooh, with the drum kit work and bass. Pulse. Rock and roll. Ooh. I'm sorry, guys. I usually don't have these abrupt pauses, especially midway in a section in any song. A lot is going on in this song. Like, there's so much to process. I mean, from the percussion work, the ticking of the hi-hats, and notice how the tiki-taka really works with the ticking that's going on in the song, right? It's talking about that heartbeat, that pulse, that propulsion, maybe, towards a special person, another special significant other one, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm getting here so far. But I'm also noticing, oh my goodness, a really dope bass guitar in the mix here, it seems like. Some keyboard work. Bass guitar here. Ooh, that is so cool. Jiwoo. Okay, in the Sulyun. Ooh, snare drum work. Very militant here. Hey. Be my rock and roll. That is catchy. That is catchy. Just the overall movement is really cool with the keyboard work. Oh my goodness, you guys were spot on, fellow answers, for really anticipating this song, right? Because production-wise, it's out of this world. Bridge. Love that leads you and me before we know it. Wow!
Let's go.
Hey1 and Lily there, right? The vocal flourishes here. The bass guitar again. That like whistle note. Vocals. Vocals, everyone. There are many reasons why people praise NMIXX for their vocals, and I praise them for their vocals as well. If there is one song that already showcases their talents to the fullest and their vocals and their skill sets, it's Beat Beat, without a doubt. I feel like NMIXX, every time they have a comeback, they have at least one track that's gonna come through with them vocals in a full-throated kind of manner. You know what I'm saying? Like, the vocal work goes insane in this song with the vocal flourishes, the harmonization, right? A lot of vocal moments going on there. I think we had crazy vocal moments between Haewon and Lily, of course, and then I think Bae even delivered that crazy whistle note. I'm gonna have to backtrack and double check, because I was just so surprised of what was going on in the final moments in this particular song. So let me bring it back up here. I think it's obvious what the intentions of this song. It's that heartbeat, you know, it's that propulsion feel that I was talking about earlier. And this expression of, you know, love, or like falling for someone. NMIXX. I like the NMIXX moments. Oh my goodness, the vocal moments here already right from the get-go in the initial verse is insane. And I love how the keyboard work plays out with Jiwoo, you know what I'm saying? I think if there's two instruments that I love in the song, it's that keyboard work that is being very groovy with it, and that is adding more so of that breakbeat feel with the percussion work. And then you got, of course, other instrumentation from that keyboard work, that bass guitar that really stands out to me later on.
Here we go, so tell me what you waiting for.
That's crazy. Like, even Soyun had vocal moments. Be my rock and roll. Just that thrashing of that drum kit work, I love it. Just how it breaks it down, and then we get into just the chord progression here is so satisfying, and the bass guitar. I love the ad-lib work there, right? And just how Jiwoo approaches this. A new way in front of you, it becomes a trembling track. Like the stars rushing in, our heartbeat is born out, right? So like earlier on, she was mentioning Asphalt, right? Now she's talking about this track that's like in front. that's going on, right? This running racetrack, right? It's a ticking. This was very unexpected too, right? The snare drum work with Lily here, very militant, very rudimental here. I love how cohesive the daddy dum and the drumming all works with the drum kit work and the snare drum work. And then when you got the tiki-taka, right? The tiki-taka, right? The fast, hard beat going on. You got the hi-hats and the percussion work, the tinging and tanging coming into play. Very cohesive between the production and the lyrics in this song. Oh my goodness, guys, y'all. This is NMIXX. This is truly NMIXX doing what NMIXX is great at. That bass guitar again. That snare drum work again. Bridge. The harmonization here.
Let's go.
Dipping of the bass. It's coming. Yeah. I'm sort of leaning towards Bae on that crazy note there. And I like how we wrap it up with the bass guitar and Cillian. Oh my goodness, it is already so difficult to pick a favorite off of this album, but I'm sort of leaning towards beat with y'all, right? As much as I love the meaningfulness and, you know, the previous track and how it plays out, I feel like this is a good duration of a song. It's very jam-packed with the production, you feel me? And I love the overall movement to it. I mean, this is what I'm saying about the likes of Louise Rickson, right? Pretty much every single track she has taken part on, it's a guaranteed hit. It's a guaranteed hit. But hey, let's move on to the next track now. So this next track is titled Moving On. I remember the vocals being beautiful in the acapella highlight medley for this one. I got Kim Soo-ji from La 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 Studio. We got P&P Collective, and we even got Jam Factory. Wow. But also, other familiar names is Collapsdone. Collapsdone has worked with many of our favorite JYP artists. I believe Billy, if I recall correctly, in the past before, especially from his 9, I know for sure, has worked with the likes of Day 6. And also, we got Merch. Merch has worked with many of our favorites, with Twice, a lot of JYP artists, and also, I'm probably going to sense Merch and Collapsdone's influence on this one for sure. So we got Moving On here. Let's see how this one plays out. Let's go. Oh, the strumming seems very already melancholy with it. Wow. Whoa, rolling the drum kit work. Taking the soft rock route. Whoa, these lyrics. Ooh, the delivery of Satellite by Jiwoo there. Where's this headed though? Wow. The empowerment in this song is strong, but very relatable too for all of us. I love the riff work in this song. Stupid full of mistakes. Wow. Chills. Straight chills with Haewon here. When I will become proud of myself. That makes me feel small. Wow. This line here, very fitting with Lily's vocals. I just want you to trust me more. Bit of Vocaloid filtering with Lily there. Thrashing of the drum kit work. Ooh, Jijin. Where? Oh, building up. Dun 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 dun. Oh my goodness. I have a strange feeling that this song might be overlooked, especially with the amount of quality that we're getting, right, from the earlier tracks, and quite safe to assume later on after this track with Love Is Lonely. But moving on, another meaningful song. I really say this time and time again, you could have very well-produced track, but when you get a very well-produced track with meaningful lyrics, it goes a long way, everyone. It truly does go a long way, right? Moving on, I can really sense that level of melancholy feel and emotions in this song, almost like what Day 6 would do, you know what I'm saying? Day 6 really can get you feeling quite a sentimental or melancholy in their music and all, and very empowering as well, right? Like, Moving On is so empowering, where it talks about how, like, as I'm moving on, right, and going through time of events and, like, just making so much mistakes time and time again, over and over again, it is so difficult, right, to move on, right? But there's this matter of importance of having this newfound self that's going on, and but with that as well, when you're moving on, there's this discomfort that comes with all this change that can be occurring in your life, right? Whether it be just yourself in general or moving on from a significant other one, because I think that's safe to say, talking about someone else, right? And if you think about Beat Beat, this passes on the torch because, right, if we talk about, like, See That, Sickuhh, and Red Light Sign, But We Go, those are really cohesive together, but Beat Beat and, like, Moving On really stick together, and I'm not going to be surprised if collectively Beat Beat, Moving On, and Love Is Lonely is cohesive together. So, like, it's a split halfway, you know, type of cohesion in this third EP, you feel me? But Moving On, very meaningful. I'm gonna have to break down the lyrics more bit by bit. I honestly love the fullest extent that this song goes, especially with the bridge that plays out with Lily, and, like, the vocal filtering and the Vocaloid work that occurs in the song. And I love how it wraps up the song with an outro that really sticks in your mind, right? It's just so memorable. Nice light strumming here. Bum, 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 dum. Just that riff work, that keyboard work, and the drum kit work. Always like Torture of Hope. Every day is the same. Is there something else? Still, I don't get it. This everyday to day routine. It is so repetitive. It continues to go on, right? Is anything gonna change, right? Yet, like, you know, every day is the same. There is this torture of hope, right? Even though we can hope for things, it doesn't mean it will come into fruition, you know what I'm saying? Especially with the day to day being the same. Between countless stars, I'm a lonely satellite. This feeling of being left alone again. This feeling of loneliness. It's cold. It is dark. It leaves you with a dark husk inside of you. I love that dipping of the bass with Bay. Makes me feel small. See, this is what I'm saying about that, like, you know, discomfort, right? There's nothing at all that makes me feel small. This line here, so meaningful in itself, right? There's nothing at all that makes me feel small. Even if I'm disappointed in this day, life is going on, right? Even though there's that discomfort and all, and even though I may feel small as I'm like moving on and all, things just, you know, I'm just gonna keep on going my way, right? So it's a matter of mustering of that courage and like moving on, right? It's very difficult, but I gotta do it. Boom, bum, bow, bum, bum, down. I love that riff work. That really hits. Stupid full of mistakes. Okay, what about it? I'd be moving on. Here's the thing. I think there is a little bit of missed opportunity to not have Young-K on this track. Whether he be a feature, whether he takes part on like the production and like the song writing, right? The lyrics to this song. I would have loved Young-K, most particularly, knowing that, you know, NMIXX and Young-K have worked in the past before for Run for Roses, right? Love the rudimental constant strumming, right? My heart is like the backside of a moon. It's just dark, right? Sometimes even my dreams feel like a burden pressing me down, right? Even though dreams can get you so hopeful and all, you're trying to constantly chase those dreams, and like you only can think about those dreams, but like you think about still how far you're away from those dreams. So those dreams can sometimes feel like a burden upon you, like a weight on your shoulders almost. Wow. A lot of weight in those lyrics. These small wounds, when I will become proud of myself, right? When will I become proud of myself in this journey where I'm getting all these small wounds left, right, and center? And when I'm gonna really realize and really celebrate for myself and be proud of myself for what I'm currently doing or what I've done, you know what I'm saying? Ooh, just the vocal blending. That makes me feel small. Love that tambourine shaker work with the percussion work going into play here, right? That keyboard work. Caught up with myself. Sometimes you could be so caught up with yourself that you end up ignoring others, you end up hurting others, which sucks as well, right? Now this is this very anthemic moment, a very empowering moving on moment that like brings us all together. Oh, Oh, right? And then with Lily with the Vocaloid filtering and the vocal filter in general, I love it here. The thrashing of the drum kit work. Oh, yeah.
There's nothing at all that makes me feel small. 언젠가는 다
Wow.
your life is going on.
Beautiful. Wow. This is such a beautiful song. This is that white dove in the album, I've got to say. I think that's the one way to put it like that, you feel me? But we gotta move on to the next track, you feel me? Let's move on to the final track now, shall we? So this next final track is titled Love Is Lonely, aka my most anticipated B-side based on the acapella highlight medley. It just seemed so up my alley in terms of taste. Like, just the way it played out in terms of the movement and the vocals and all. But let me bring it up here. Really interested in how the instrumentation is going to play out for this one. Let's go. Oh my goodness. I'm already feeling this song. Wandering Lights. I love this distant feel with Bey's vocal work here. Ooh. Ooh, in the kitchen. You're falling for me. Ooh, it's swelling up here a bit. It's building up for something. Erase that anxiety alone. Here's the drum kit work. Wow. The distant starlight. I like how this song gives you that distant feel, yet, you know, there's this level of complexity, I should say. And when it comes to the propulsion of love, right? It talks about the dangers of falling in love with Lily, right? And like carelessly falling in love and not knowing the true dangers that love can have, right? But like it also in a way low-key celebrates both ends, right? Love can be good, but loneliness can be good at the same time. We just gotta be careful on both ends of the spectrum of it at the same time. That's what I'm getting here. Ooh, just a delivery there by Jiwoo. See how the hopeless romantic line? Very meaningful. embrace the anxiety alone. Without you. Wow. Wow. This is verse 3 with Jiwoo, I'm just realizing it. That you. I can't hit it exactly like Lily. I'm gonna let her do that. But, you know, the way that she wraps it up is so beautifully well put. I mean, Love is Lonely is such a special song. There are a couple of eras that really got me reminiscent the last time I felt this way. Let me think. Okay, let me quickly go on to my Spotify here, right? Immediately right away, obviously, I feel like for me, as a Swith, as an answer at the same time, as a multi-stan, I think the last time I felt something like this was definitely Love Fool. And then it's on the tip of my tongue. I don't know which exact song, but definitely what Blackpink done with a specific B-side that gives you in the feels, in this specific kind of feels, you know what I'm saying? But Love is Lonely. Wow, it really gives off a good first impression in a way where you gotta give yourself some time to get all these emotions from this song like sinking down in you know, like this is a song that you can just cherish and hold on to, right? This song is so special in a way, and you know, it talks about how love can be on both ways that I talked about earlier, but at the same time, what I noticed in the lyrics is love can simultaneously be a source of happiness and a source of loneliness, right? In both ways, right? The aftermath, but in the moment in itself, right? Loving oneself, even though you may be lonely, right? Loving someone else and them loving you back, right? That gives you a source of happiness as well. But in the aftermath is as well, with love, you could end up being lonely, right? With it goes all multiple ways, and I love how NMIXX tackles that complexity that I was talking about in this song. Love is Lonely. I think this is so clear. It's my favorite B-side. I can't believe I jumped straight into this song without giving credit where credit is due. Choi Bora from 153 Jumbas, Jung Sung Min from La 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 Studio all over, Matthias Wang, Nick Han. A lot of familiar names here as a whole. Ryan Jun in the mix as well. I think it is clear that Love is Lonely is my favorite B-side, and I'll tell you guys my other favorite top B-sides in order after we go through another go-round for Love is Lonely. Oh my goodness, just the distance feel. This melancholy feel that I'm such a sucker for, as you guys can tell, especially with NMIXX's music and Promise 9, like good amount of my favorites that really strike a chord perfectly like this. I love how prolonged these words are in the lyrics. Don't live tonight. I love that distant feel that is not only done, whether it be reverb work at times or not, but more so the dragging of the lines and just how things were mixed and mastered for this particular one. Just tugs every right heartstring. I love that descending feel. Jaba, you're falling for me. Very dynamic here with Hyojin, right? And this is what I was saying about this hopeless romantic. We are in danger, hopelessly romantic, because when you're hopelessly romantic, fall in love, you're so caught up in the moment where you're not aware of the dangers that holds with it, the possible, you know, consequences. You know, sure, there's the positive, but there are those consequences. Oh, I'm unhappy. But it's true. 'Cause love is so lonely. Love is so lonely without you. I think, especially the chorus, it reminds me of a specific Blackpink B-side. I'm sorry, guys. Like, there's just some parts where it's like, you know, I'm not saying someone's copying one another. I'm just saying this is so up my alley in terms of taste. I'm usually gravitating towards these kind of B-sides that get you in these feels and these melancholy vibes and all. But then the rest of the sections, I'm like, oh my goodness, you're taking me back down memory lane almost with Love Fool by Stacey, right? Like this, if there is an influence that works so well for NMIXX, it's clearly with Love is Lonely. But the vocal moments in this are so delicate and precious, you feel me? La la la, love is lonely. Galaxy, where you don't even know where the end is. It's okay with when I'm with you, you know what I'm saying? If I'm with you, it doesn't matter. I'm drifting away with you. Wow. It really hits slightly different between Lily and Haewon with the hopeless romantic line, right? It hits in a good way, right? It's so refreshing to the ears, very clean, very precise, and there's a lot of clarity to it. It's so beautiful in that way. The blue, yeah. So lonely without you. La 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 la. The fact that we got a verse 3 with Jiwoo is insane. As some of you may know, Jiwoo, I think eventually solidified Jiwoo as my bias in the group. I will look for you again and again. Very sweet as a whole. Oh my goodness, Love is Lonely, clearly my favorite B-side. But let me know your thoughts about this overall album, right? Fe304 stick out. One of the best albums of this year, dare I say. And I think a lot of y'all are gonna realize that, especially with the title track, you'll see that it's gonna grow with you. It's gonna grow on you, you know what I'm saying? Just like the previous era. Now, if we're talking about like the quality of B-sides comparably to Fe304 Break, I think it's not fair to compare because, you know, both EPs are cohesive in itself, right? In a different way, right? They tackle different themes, patterns, and about different messages, and obviously love and self-love and empowerment of going on your way. right? The previous album definitely breaking the wall, right? And of oneself, right? Of moving on and all. But I think this is so cohesive with the first three tracks, I mean, and then the last 3 tracks, right? The first half and then the second half. See that, right? With Sickuhh and Red Light Sign, but we go. A lot of courage, a lot of empowerment in those tracks. Then we got Beat, Moving On, Love Is Lonely. It tackles all different sorts of messages and signs of love and all, and very symbolic in a way, right? And I love how the lyricism with the production instrumentally gives this level of imagery in my mind of how I'm feeling these songs, you know, with different colors and all, which is so vividly beautiful. So all in all, I gotta say they hit it out of the ballpark yet again, even though maybe for some of y'all, in terms of genre wise, it may not suit you to the fullest T. I have a sense that like later on when you go backtrack on these tracks, listen to the EP more, it's gonna stick upon you more, right? And it's gonna be like, oh wow, this EP is definitely a gem out of the bunch, right? In the K-pop scene in general, because if we're talking about K-pop these days, right? Sometimes you could feel like, oh, this is so K-pop, and then sometimes you feel like, wow, this is definitely different from what we're used to in the K-pop scene. And I think NMIXX continues to show that, right? With that experimentation, the mixture of genres and mix pop, you feel me? But all in all, yeah, let me know your thoughts. In order, I gotta go Love Is Lonely. I gotta go with Beat. And then I think I gotta go with, I sort of want to lean towards Moving On, because I feel like over time, it's gonna grow on me so well, like fine wine and cheese. Beyond it slightly more than Red Light Sign, but we go, but still meaningful. Love that song as well. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Love Is Lonely, Beat, then Moving On, Red Light Sign, but we go. Sickuhh is in its own lane, very energetic, and I would say the energy starter and all the Kickstarter to any day, especially on a Monday. And then you gotta see that in its own lane as well. But let me know your thoughts, your favorite B-sides. Did you love any of my commentary and, of course, review and coverage of NMIXX's album here today of Fe304 Stick Out, the 3rd EP? As always, be sure to like and subscribe, as it goes a long way and it helps out the channel so much. Feel free to check out the Patreon. You got early access to NMIXX album reviews, variety content. We're gonna have to backtrack on Workman with Haewon, of course, and other busking fun segments and covers by NMIXX. But take care as always. This has been Garrison, fellow answers and all. Please take care and peace.